So we're getting ready to do a little cleanup on some of the concentrates from the dredge boat.
Ready?
We're ready. So we're just doing part of Spencer's concentrates from today, just to see how we did.
Jimmy's running a different rig over here, and he's going to run his material through there, which will catch pretty good. And then it's always panning at the end, but right now we're going to classify down. And so we're starting with classifiers, and the biggest one is about 1/4 of an inch, and then it goes down to that one and that one. We got some real small ones, but you don't need nothing smaller than that. You should be able to handle it after that. And the reason of classifier is just to make it easier to separate. But I'm gonna go fast. I'm not trying to catch every speck. Everything's gonna get dumped back in his bucket and then be run through a box later on. We're just trying to get a rough indication right now. And none of us piddle around. I've seen people spend days trying to catch a few specks of gold. Well, that's just not what we're into here. And you classify your bigger rocks on this size. Put on your glasses so you can see. If there was any nuggets, they'd be here, but we're not apt to have any. Nothing. There, that's done. Next one. I know a lot of your viewers are going to look to, oh, look what he's doing that. Well, I don't give a
That's one bleep for the video.
You can bleep it if you want to. Set that one in a pan down there. And then we go to the next one. And you want to stay over your pan. Make sure on this one, you're staying over that pan. You don't want to just go, even though you're not going to lose it, because everything in here is going to go back through another box. So that's why I'm not worried about losing nothing. I know I'm losing stuff. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Now on this one, you can start seeing the little pickers a little bit, not much, but we'll see later when they set that in a pan too. Now we go with a safety pan and take this pan out here. This, if we, you know, we're just at the top of this concentrate, so I really wish I'd have got the smaller pan where I could control that better. I'm gonna settle this now, agitate it, let any gold that's in here go down the bottom. Just trying to get it down there. And then I'm gonna blow off this stuff pretty fast. And then pretty soon I'm gonna bring it back and do again. Let that out of there. You learn how the feel for this, the speed of it. It changes depending on where we get. When we get down to it, we'll change the whole thing. See, this is the top of that bucket. There's some gold showing up, but not a whole lot yet. There it is. There's some coming now. Yeah, there's a good bit in there. More than I expected in this top of the box. Now I'm changing my speed a little slower and just letting the wave wash in, take out the black sands off top, and I'm watching. When I see gold start going over the edge, I'm gonna bring it all back and settle it again. Gold's showing up good. And now we're just moving slow, and as I see gold going over the edge, I stop. Those are light colored rocks. More riffles you got. I don't know who makes this one. It's the GPA pans. They're good. They got enough riffles. I won't say the one I don't like. I mean, it's okay. It's better than a black pan. I don't like a black pan. I like green pans. You get what you get used to. See, I'm watching right here on this edge, and when I see gold start going over, as it's starting to right there, I'm gonna bring it back again. Now normally we would have run all this stuff through some sort of box first, so we would have a lot less material to handle than we're going to have right now. And this is just to clean up from his first 1.5 foot of his sluice box, which will have about 80% of all of his gold in it. That first 1.5 foot. The back of the box, even though it's 3 or 4 feet long and got an undersluice and an upper one, is still gonna not have that much. If you load it up with too much gold, it'll has to pour out. So we don't have that much in this one. It'll be all right. I put those black pans over there for you, Jeremy. I knew you liked those.
I don't like them.
I don't either. And now you can see gold.
Sloppy.
There's a little bit of, I thought there was some bird shot, but they're not. I'm just gonna bring it over here. I'm not trying to get this perfectly clean right now. We can not worry about that. They send their gold to refiners. The refiner couldn't care less, and we don't either. Pretty clean right up in here. This is a sucker bottle, or if you want to be politically correct, it's a sniffer bottle, but it's a sucker bottle, and I cut the end off and put in a bigger piece of hose because we're dealing with substantial amounts of gold, and we don't want to fiddle around. Every time you suck up, turn it up, shake it up, get it down in there.
So what is the gray looking stuff there? Is that shot, bird shot?
It's not shot. It's just gray rocks. You got black sand and hematite. And I'll show them. Go ahead. It's not important, but the heavies are black sand and hematite. This is you get some of those magnets like go in cows' guts to get nails. You buy some of them, and then you make PVC up. You can make your own. This is the best kind of magnet here. Better than the kinds they sell. This is going to pick up the magnetite. Won't pick up the hematite. And it's also a gold grabber. So when we do it, we bring it back to this part of the pan and dump it just like that. Then we pick it up again. And if it grabbed any gold, like you grabbed that little speck there, it'll still be there. Now, a lot of people do this a lot. It's not necessary. You can pan it out just about as fast without fooling with this part. But if you want to, it's interesting and fun. Go ahead. You can put a slow wave in there, and it'll just take out the black sand. Some of the gold's going to go. In that little go round, we got about maybe 1/3 of an ounce, 1/4 to 1/3 of an ounce. Now, I'm just dumping that into that safety pan, and this time I'm not even going to use a safety pan, because I want it to go in this other pan, which we're going to run again. And now I'm going to settle this. I'm going to do it real fast. I'm going to see if we got enough to pan up of stuff I blew out. And probably do. If you had rocks or something, no classifier, just scrape them off the top as you go. Agitate it, let your gold have a place to go, and then just get your stuff off the top. If you had, we don't have big rocks here, but if we did, I'd be scraping them off. Gold's not going to be near the top. It's supposed to be down there in those grooves. Obviously, I'm going really fast because I've already panned this once, and now I'm catching what I missed, and still going to miss some. And it doesn't matter because we're going to catch it later, and time matters up here. They're tired. They worked. They dredged about 6 hours underwater today, which is not a 6-hour day. That's a full day. Lots of always repairs, and so their time is important. They want to go to bed. See, that's how much I blew by, which looks like a good bit, but it's not. It's not real significant at all, and we're not going to lose it. It's going to be there later on. Mash it out. Get on top of it, suck it, flex the sides. You get most of it, then shake it down, and good to go. I've got this coarser stuff, so let me go ahead and work with this. This was some from the classifier. Just letting those lighter rocks just float off the top. practice with your arm movement, your hand movement, and try to be consistent for the type of material that you're working with. Be watching this leading edge. When you see any gold start coming up, it's time to change what you're doing. But no gold is coming off there now. There's nobody, everybody has got their own way. Everybody's going to be critical. They're very critical of whatever anybody else does. They all know the best way. But I can tell you, over the last 25 years up here, we've handled a lot of gold, and sometimes it's about minutes and hours of time. I've seen guys spend 3 days piddling talcum powder gold. It takes 1 million specks to make an ounce, and they're not working with enough to buy a cup of coffee. All right, there wasn't, now that's little pickers, and that's all it should be in there because we classified it. We're going to suck them up, and you can see that there's nothing here. There's just a few little bitty pickers, and this is why my sucker bottle is this size. It can let you suck up pickers. If you get the kind like they sell you, you can't suck up pickers. You got to pick them up. That's that. This here, back in there. Now, we got one more here. Now, if we had any bigger gold, it's going to be in this one. But we're not into good nuggets. Always look. This will have any bigger pickers in it, or nuggets if there was any. The garnets mixed in with this stuff. But we're not in the garnet business, so we're just looking for gold. Now you can bring it back, and if you got anything, it's going to be about the last thing to start moving up there. I see 2, and I just moved one somewhere. There's one over here, the other one's right there. Oops. Dumb old me.
I can cut that if you want.
Huh?
I can cut that if you want.
Cut what? No, I don't care. I like people to know how dumb I am. Doesn't matter. I'm not flawless. When this gets about 6 ounces in it, it starts, you gotta have your second sucker bottle. Okay. All right, we're gonna go and do it again. Classifiers, put them in the right order. Big one, next size, bottom size, and this one we're gonna put underneath. Sink it. You wanna do everything you're doing basically
I'd
underwater.
say this is maybe I'm gonna guess maybe 1.1 or 1.2 ounces. Push this sucker bottle back, nozzle down a little bit, shake it, that gets any out that's hung around the edge.
And you can take that out. You can push that back. There won't be any hung there if you push that back like we did. Then you take this, put it in here, shake it, shake it, shake it. Try to get the water to go up in it. Get your gold out. Pour off all the water you can. If it was that real fine beach gold, it's even finer than this. Well, you see it start to float. See that gold floating?
Mm-hmm.
That's just surface tension. And if you had a drop of water, of soap in all that pan of water we were doing, 1 drop would make that not happen. But I'm gonna put my finger here. When it hits my finger, it's gonna drop anyway. It's dirty, real dirty. That's all right. Come to the stove. Sometimes this will pop and pop your gold out. So we're gonna hope that don't happen. You can lay something on top of it, like a paper plate or something. It's dry. So I push it up and pile. See, this is pretty dry now. Still a little bit that hadn't collapsed there. Okay, that's not too hot there. I should have done it in the pan a little bit, but we'll see if we can't pick up a little black sand in there, get rid of it. Now it'll grab some gold, so I'm trying to get it to go. So I cleaned it up some. You just want to make sure no gold stuck to it. Gets the magnetite. It won't touch the hematite. Okay, now we're ready to get a scale. Yeah, he worked 5.5 hours. This is just from his upper box, which is the bulk of his gold, about 80% of what he found today. The rest is in the back of the box, and we blew out a little bit of stuff when we were panning, which he's gonna run later when he's running his bulk of his concentrate. We wouldn't usually do what we did tonight. It takes too much time. It would only do that with the last concentrate. We wanted to see, so this is probably around 80% of what he did today. Turn the scale on, make sure it's on DWT. Not this is set there on grams, which nobody uses except people that are not miners in Alaska. We use penny weights and troy ounces, not regular ounces, but the one that says ounce T or DWT. DWT means penny weight. And you set that on there, set your tare where it zeroes out. And we'll put this there. It's going to mess that up, but that's okay, because I'm going to take that back off. And then I pour his gold in there. It don't look like much. It's 18 and a half penny weights, which is just shy of an ounce. So he's gonna have a little bit better than an ounce for the day. Used to be we'd get a lot more, but the gold's been picked over now, and this is what you get if you're lucky and work hard and you know what you're doing. That's what he got. So he's gonna have I don't know, about an ounce, a little better per 5 or 6 hours underwater. He's probably on the dredge more like 7 or 8 hours, and then he has to fix stuff. He has to fix his dredge every day. He has to fix vehicles, everything that it takes to do it. But it's still, that's well, it's better than $1,000. Gold's $1,250 right now. This comes out to 21 karat gold. He's gonna get from the refiner around 85% of spot value. If it was nuggets or something, it would bring more for jewelry and for tourists. But from a refiner where he's selling them large quantities, he would get about 85%. If he was selling it to individuals, he would get more because they're not buying large quantities, and they deserve to pay more. Fun, huh?